All right, Algebra 2 got interrupted again when my iPad gets to the about 11 to 12 minute mark. It seems to stop the video abruptly. So we're going back to the phone here. Should have started there at the beginning. Number 5 here, we are on page 10 of your 6164 game plan. You have a negative on the outside. That means that as x gets bigger, y gets smaller. The range can be y less than or equal to 5. You have a positive x on the inside, x greater than or equal to 7. Then honestly, the other ones I will help you out with in class. This is in your hashtag game time section, though. We can, if we miss, handle this on our own. All right, folks, section 6.4, the last section in this game plan. The square root of 40, how do we break that up? Yes, I know it's 6.32 or whatnot. If you have the TI 30XS multi-view calculator, this calculator will give you 2 root 10. If not, you got to do it old school with me. What is 40? It's 4 and 10. Break 4 into 2 times 2. Break 10 into 2 times 5. We're breaking this into its prime factors. And, you know, the 4th or 5th grade, you would have said 40 is 2 to the 3rd times 5. All right, you need a pair to break out a radical, Joe, because the square root is looking for partners. The square root of 36 is 6 because it's 6 times 6. Anyway, 2 root 10, anything that doesn't break out, that's prime, gets multiplied and stays on the inside. All right, so the square root of 40 would be 45, that is 9 times 5, and 9 is 3 and 3. There's your pair that breaks out. It's 3 root 5. Again, this is something you would have talked about in geometry in the Pythagorean theorem section and a little bit in Algebra 1. This should not be new for us, all right? Square root of 50 is 25 and 2, or 5 and 10. It doesn't matter because it's going to break down to be 5 times 2, 5 root 2. Square root of 144 is 12. Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter if you do 72 and 2, 36 and 4, and you get... 2 times 2 times 3, that goes on the outside, it's 12. There's a big jailbreak. 48 is 8 times 6. 8 is 4 and 2. 4 is 2 and 2. 6 is 2 and 3. You have 2 pairs of 2. 2 times 2 gives you 4 on the outside, and 3 stays on the inside. All right, let's talk about how you guys might notice that there is no 2 on the outside. Well, it's implied that you're taking the second root when you take the square root. So what I did here is, what is the square root of 49? They're all going to break out. They're all going to come out evenly here, cleanly. Square root of 49 is 7. Now, what is this whole square root of x to the 12th deal? I literally wrote out 12 x's. How many pairs, because that's what a square root looks for, how many pairs of x's do I have? How many groups of 2 if I have 12 x's? Or what we're going to say is, how many times does that imaginary 2 go into 12? And it's 6 times exactly. So you can say, how many pairs of x's do I have if I have 12 x's? That's 6. How many groups of 2 can I make if I have 12 of them? That's 6. How many times does 2 go into 12? 6 times exactly. Now, when we start 6.5 game plan, it won't be exact. We'll have remainders and talk about what that means. Today, we're going to have no remainders. It's going to break out. Everything's going to break out. So the second root, the square root of 64 is 8. And again, this 2 that I wrote in there, you do it as well. 2 goes into 6 3 times exactly. So how many pairs of y's would I have if I have 6 y's? I would have 3 pairs of y's. All right, here's how I get x to the 6. X times x times x times x times x times x, because those would break out. All right, so the second root of 25 is 5. Then how many pairs if I have 4 x's? First pair, second pair. X times x, or x squared, would break out a radical jail. All right, so very easy section here. The second root of 121 is 11. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. The square root of 36 is 6. 2 goes into 2 once. You know, how many pairs if I have 2 x's? Just 1 pair, x to the first. 2 goes into 14 7 times, so y to the 7th would be my answer there, part of my answer. The square root of 16 is 4. 2 goes into 8 4 times, so it's x to the 4th times. 2 goes into 4 twice, times y squared. The third root is 64. What number times itself 3 times gives you 64? 4. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 5 goes into 20 4 times. The third root of 27 is 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 18 6 times. All right. Then what do we got here? Page 14, more practice. Okay, I'm looking for groups of 7, and I have 21 x's. Well, 21 divided by 7 is 3. 7 goes into 21 3 times. 7 goes into 14 twice. I'm looking for groups of 4, and I have 24 x's. The line is not good there. 4 goes into 24 6 times. 4 goes into 8 twice. All right. 6 goes into 35 times. 6 goes into 6 once, so you can just call it y. Y to the first. On 4, I'm looking for the fourth root of 81. What number times itself 4 times gives you 81, and that's 3. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 4 goes into 12 3 times. What number times itself 3 times gives you negative 8? So you can't have the square root of negative 8 or the fourth root or any even root of a negative number, but you can have an odd root of a negative. Because a negative 2 times a negative 2 times a negative 2 is negative 8. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. What is the second root of 81? That's 9. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 10 5 times. All right, then we have game time and review to the end. Got a cat that's trying to get out the cat door there. What's the square root of 324? It's 18. This imaginary 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 10, or 20, 10 times. The third root of 64 is 4. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Fourth root of, or 4 goes into, 20. Again, how many groups of 4 can I have if I have 20 x's? I would have 5 groups. Again, you're going to do that. That's x to the fifth, y to the third. Number 5, the square root of 121 is 11. 2 goes into 14 7 times. The fifth root of 32, 2 to the fifth is 32. 5 goes into 10 twice. 5 goes into 25 5 times. The fourth root of 16 is 2. 2 to the fourth is 16. The 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Second root of 144 is 12. 2 goes into 6 3 times.